Hey everybody, this next video is on how to stock your magical cabinet, and I'm going to give you a look into mine. I haven't quite figured out the mechanics of how to go back and forth between the cabinet and myself on my cell phone, so please bear with me in this video, as you're probably only going to have the view of my cabinet. Anyway, I found two of the best ways to find magical tools is to utilize your local thrift stores and take a walk in nature. And rule of thumb is, if you can grow it, make it, buy it from a local thrift store, then you have a magical tool. If you cannot find it, it was not meant to be your magical tool. Typically, a magical cabinet will be stocked with herbs, oils, possibly tarot cards. Myself, I have, as you can see, I have all kinds of different things. Yeah, I think the bottom two shelves are going to be a little darker. Please forgive me. Yeah, so I'm going to try to stay on the top shelf because that one seems to be the brightest of them. I'm big on recycling old jars and bottles. And this particular jar is one of those old herbal jars that you find on a spice rack from like the 1970s. It has the old rubber stopper, which makes it great for storing potions, oils, just herbs. This particular one is labeled hot foot. It's a very good idea that you label your bottles and jars, simply because you don't want to mix up a love potion with a hex potion. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good idea to label your stuff. Unfortunately for me, I have forgotten to label some jars in here because I have no idea what's in them. I have a few that are not labeled, so I'm not sure. This one is an oil that I started. Again, it's not labeled, so I really don't know what it started off as, but I plan on working with it, and we'll figure out what it is. This is Tisorno Amaretto. I haven't used the jar yet, but I thought it was very cool. I haven't quite figured out what exactly to do with it. But again, it'll probably end up in a source of storage for an oil or something. But it's small, so I kind of held on to it. Let's see what else we can utilize. Alfredo sauce jar. Very good for storing herbs. Again, I took the label off the plastic bag when I bought some peppermint leaf. That way I don't confuse myself, because this way I wouldn't know one herb from another. Especially when they're cut and sifted like this. Wouldn't know. I mean, certain ones maybe, but not leafy ones like that. Again, grocery store. Big tip. Grocery store. You can also try your local Spanish botanicas. Those are really good for finding those really hard to find herbs like valerian. I found going to a Spanish botanica, you can actually find these things. I couldn't find it in a regular grocery store. Went to a Spanish deli, found it. Oh, by the way, keyword, valerian stinks. You might want to, this is actually a piece of valerian that fell out of the bag, but again, this stuff really reeks, so keep it covered like in a couple of plastic baggies in a glass jar, because this stuff really reeks. Valerian is good for relaxation in tea, and it's a good practice. Ooh, I think this is another piece of that. I don't know if you can really see what it looks like. Let's see. This I took off of an old dress. I use this to, hold on. I use this to, during the waning and new moon, to cover my goddess statue of Diana, to make her the crone aspect. It's actually part of an old dress that I used to have, and it really made a pretty addition to my decoration on my altar, which will probably be another video. So there you have some ideas of what can go in a magical cabinet and how to stock it. I figure, if you can make it, grow it, buy it, you're good to go. Again, a rule of thumb, as I learned it over the years, is to label. It's a good idea to keep an inventory of your magical supplies. That way, if you find that you're out of stock, you can, refer to your list and then order, make it, or whatever you need to do to re-put that item back into your cabinet. What else did I want to convey? Wow, we've covered so much information today. It's awesome. I think that's typically it. Again, my name is Rev Donna Mulvey, and I'm the owner of Temple of Our Lady of the Moon and Interfaith Clergy Services, both of which you can find on Facebook. And Interfaith Clergy Services has a new website, in case you guys didn't know. I believe I told you about it already in a post in the group. It's on Weebly. It's Interfaith Clergy Services, interfaithclergyservices.weebly.com. And I hope you enjoyed these videos that I've been doing today. And thanks